What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Your boy Ryan Sports Classic. How are you guys doing today? I want you guys to give me your prediction down in the comment section. All right, tell me if Brazil going to win the World Cup or the Germans going to win the World Cup. Listen, Argentina has been fantastic, haven't lost in the last 2 years. Can Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo, Neymar, win their first ever World Cup? But people, we have some special guests, and I'm going to bring on my guests. I think we have a panel tonight. Good evening.
Allez bleu. Bro, don't talk to me about Germany, bro. You've got old men in your team. I'm joking.
Let's bring on my boy Ryan Anderson from Canada. Ryan Anderson, good evening, man. How are you doing, man?
Good. It's a good day. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for coming, bro. I haven't spoken to you for a long time.
It's a pleasure. It's been a while, but it's a pleasure.
Okay, thank you, man. So let's bring on my boy Reason Boss. Reason Boss, good evening, sir. Welcome to the show, man. How are you doing?
Give thanks and praise. Everything is well for the most part. It's getting exciting. It's about to get really busy. Kickoff is imminent. November 20th. Qatar, Ecuador, Brazil waiting in the wings. Spain waiting in the wings. Canada waiting in the wings. Jamaica sorry. Listen.
Burn one.
It's about that time, sir. The England squad has been dropped. I've been engaged in banter left, right, and center, and I'm ready to get busy with reasoning, real reasoning. This is my forte. Ryan, come in, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So let's bring on my brother. I don't know which team he's bringing in, but I think he bringing what? Sweden, Switzerland. I don't know. Switzerland. Sebastian.
That sounds like Sebastian.
France ain't winning the World Cup, so we cry.
Mate, stop crying on the fact that you've got a bum like Olsen in goal and you're not in the World Cup.
Now he's taking the piss.
You're not even in the World Cup.
We obviously have Ryan who supports Germany and
plastic. I'm joking.
I hope Canada does well. Because I really like that.
I hope
team.
Sweden.
Sweden
in it.
I hope France goes out of the group stage.
I hope Sweden make it. No, sorry, I forgot they didn't make it. I'm joking.
Sebastian, are you ducking and diving already? Are you ducking and diving, hoping that the big boys get knocked out early? I say this is the World Cup where you meet the creme de la creme. You take on the best if you want to win it all. You leave no stone unturned. So no ducking, no diving. Head straight on for whoever comes in your way. We run things. That's the mentality. Jersey boy.
So, all right, people. Let's start that, people. So, people, we have a special guest. I didn't even realize, people, this is not set up. So I don't know on the bottom of the comment section say, oh, Ryan set up the whole panel because he go for him friend. He support Germany. But people, recently, tuning to YouTube and, first video come across my brother who support Germany. I'm not going to call him name. But you know that whenever I introduce somebody to the Ryan LFC show, it always been a classic. So, without further ado, I'm going to leave everything and I'm going to tell you guys. Make him tell everything about himself. So, good evening, sir. How are you doing, man? Are you at the right spot too, right?
Yeah, definitely. Bless up, even. Thanks for having me, Ryan. And as Ryan said, I do the first exchange words, so we don't know each other. We do the right thing and we're there now. So, and it's a smart too, it's obvious. Once you're a German, you're a smart individual. But, we're a German from, over probably 20 years now. Always been to watch them, but never see them win until 2014. And, it was a joy watching them win. But the best of that was the 7-1, even though we win the final, the 7-1 that did really
stand up
up until this day. So yeah, man. We're always in and around the football from ever since. And
so tell us a little bit, your channel and shout out your channel and tell the people them that what exactly you really do. Because bro, I watch few of your video them. You know, I really like the stuff we're doing and stuff. And, you know, I give you a follow on Instagram. So I'm
Yeah,
saying,
man,
yo,
respect, man.
keep the
See, man,
connection.
definitely. You know the thing. Well, a young channel we just started since this season about late August, early September. And not too bad. We do reviews, previews, live watch along, prediction, reactions. You know, we're tapping on the Reggae Boyz from time to time. When them give us things to talk about, you know, them not give you much for the most part. You know, the Manning Cup as well. But it's not a full-time thing, so it's not, you know, as free flow as, you know, look my your channel since even and see about 4 to 5 preview put on our weight.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, so I don't have that much time because it's not a full time, you know, we have job otherwise and a lot of other things too. But it's going good so far, not bad. You know, once Premier League and Champions League in, you know, the guys them can tap in and, you know, come give them 2 cents and say the thing. But yeah, definitely we're always there. Once football of the year, we are all about, is it?
Yeah, definitely, bro. We work to, you know, brother, but you don't know, try to find the time for the something.
Yeah. But it's say a veteran tonight, you know, I'm say me young, very young. So me I find the ways to try build it to that level. You understand? Come
Yeah,
on your live to watch, even though you might not see me coming, I'm taking the live them and, you know, and all of that.
yeah, man, brother. Anytime, brother. You're welcome anytime.
Yeah,
bitch.
man,
You understand?
definitely.
Let me say a new child. Respect me. Love the work you guys doing. You know what I mean? So nothing but love and respect, brother. So yeah.
Straight up blessings.
You know, which part in Jamaica you from, bro?
Kingston, but you know, 90% of Kingston people grew up at Portmore.
Yeah.
You know, but Kingston back to Kingston now and Kingston at the moment, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. But bro, it's a pleasure, you know, to come on the show, brother. Hope wise one
Yeah,
day I
man,
can
you know,
forward on the show and thing, brother.
yeah, once we have the time and respect for the invite, you know, once we have the time, we'll forward same way.
Yeah, man, enough respect, man. All right, let's kick it off with my boy Ryan. Ryan, you know, first time for Canada for God know how long you guys in the World Cup. Back-to-back World Cup for the Canadian team. You know, they are in the 2026 World Cup. So great. How do you feel as a Canadian fans seeing a team playing in a World Cup?
Feels great. The team still looking good on playing style. John Herdman still has them playing very well, just as he did in September. They beat Qatar. They lost to Uruguay 2-0, but it was still a very good quality performance, even though they did lose. And looking on to Bahrain and Japan before the World Cup starts, should be two more great matches to get fit, get the MLSers fit, and then get the Europeans brought in, European-based players brought in before getting to the World Cup. But thoughts are still pretty positive going into the World Cup. It's going to be a beautiful sight to see them play. And it looks like they have a group where they could get out of it. Belgium, their squad definitely is weakening. Croatia's probably going to be number one in that group. I will concede that. And Canada is still, to me, better than Morocco, even with a new manager in Ziyech and Achraf Hakimi being back. So Canada's got a good chance at the World Cup. I think everybody's still positive, even with the behind-the-scenes stuff with the CSA, being the CSA as corrupt as they are. I think everything's still pretty positive.
Okay, fair enough. So what about a big superstar from Bayern Munich, Alphonse Davies? What happened? He's going to be
in the squad. He will be in the squad. He will be healthy enough to play at the World Cup. He will not be able to play against Japan, but his leg injury wasn't as bad as everybody was scared of it being. He will be able to play at the World Cup. He will be in the Canadian squad. Bayern said as much. And I'm glad, because a lot of people were really scared that Davies was absolutely out of the World Cup after his injury. The last game he played Saturday, same day as MLS Cup. Wasn't really a great day for Canada, I'd say, but turned out better than what it could have been, even though Maxime Crepeau would have been the number 2 by far. He still broke his leg in MLS Cup. But Davies is good. He'll be there. He'll play. Even if he's not 100%, he'll still be healthy enough to play. And I don't think Davies needs to be 100% to be as good as he is. I think he could be as good as he is at 70%. So not completely worried about that, since Bayern said as much. He'll be in the World Cup.
Okay, fair enough. I will come back to you. So I'm going all the way in Brighton, in England. Talk to me, Jersey boy, You are the defending champion. Do you believe France squad have enough to go
Yes.
back to back?
Yes,
And why?
I do think we do. The only question mark is our midfield. The thing with me is people are going, oh my God, Kante's that. The thing that people got to remember is in the Euros, the Pogba and Kante were both there. Kante did not perform, and Kante has been declining for a while now. So for me, Kante is not the best. It's Pogba, because Pogba's the kind of the creative midfielder in there. And but for me, with the midfield we have, it's going to be interesting to see who Deschamps goes with, right? For me, I know Deschamps very well. He's going to go Tchouaméni, Rabiot. It's just written in the stars. You could go Tchouaméni for Camavinga, you could go Tchouaméni Fofana, you could go Tchouaméni Vertul, all that kind of stuff. He's going to go Tchouaméni probably and Rabiot, but I think we're stacked everywhere. Our depth is ridiculous. The only question mark is midfield, but I believe with the defense and attack, I think we'll be in the final four no matter what. But about winning it depends if the midfield can keep the ball and stop being stupid.
Okay, fair enough. We'll come back to you. Because I want to ask you guys everything. So let's go to Reason Boss. All the way in England. I don't know which city in England. So Reason Boss, where in England you are?
London, South London, King.
South London. Okay, so tell me something, right? Oh, you becomes a Brazilian fans. You are a Jamaican fans, and you are from Jamaica, but you live in the United Kingdom. Talk to me. Oh, why not England? Why Brazil?
It's a very good question. I'm going to give you two simple reasons. One, why I don't support England. Two, why I support Brazil. I don't support England because of the sense of entitlement in the eyes of the media, particularly. Some fans, not all of them, but plenty of them, but the media particularly have a sense of entitlement, heightened expectations above what England actually produce. They have a feeling that they have to win tournaments, and if they don't win, they blast and lambast the player and the manager. It's become a poison challenge over the decades, and the football that I've seen over the decades has shown me as light follows dark and day follows night, that the likes of Argentina, Brazil, France, Italy, Germany have produced players, Spain have produced players that are simply superior to the English national team, with the greatest of respect, and there's not enough respect shown in the English press in general. Brazil, let me tell you something, 1982.
Okay.
Zico.
Zico.
Eder, Socrates, man, Junior, the galloping left back and right back days. Let me tell you something, man. That team, the best team, arguably never to win a World Cup. That team brought the flavor of football to the party. 1970, of course, wasn't around fully to see that. But listen, Brazil played the kind of football that I like to see. That's the barometer that I measure class football by. And I've seen few teams that have matched it. In terms of temperament, Germany have. In terms of style, the tiki-taki of Spain, absolutely outstanding. But I like to call a spade a spade. And in this 2022 World Cup, Brazil are going to introduce the world once more to Joga Bonita. Bad boy football. It's not going to be a gimme, but they're going to go down with their boots on. That's my hope and prayer. Ask me anything, sir. I'm ready for the fire, sir. And full respect to the panel. Ryan above, good to see you again, sir. You are a gentleman and scholar. Good to see you. I remember you when we did a show together. Sebastian, I'll talk to you about Calvin Lewin another time. And the gentleman to the left, below Ryan, full respect. Germany, that 7-1 beating, only Germany and prime Spain could do that to Brazil. That was a salutary lesson. I will never forget where I was and what happened. That was a story that will live long in my mind. I hope we may actually come with a little bit of revenge, because I've done my predictions brackets. And if I'm not mistaken, I've got us to meet you possibly in the quarterfinals. We're ready for anything. As I said, bring on the big boys.
Yeah, my German brethren, seems like the man attack you from early. Like me tell the Brazilian fans them say, yo, we need for just humble brethren, cause every time we flip up on hype, we just got destroy. But my team they're not in a great shape, so I see why puff boy you can't wait for me to in a quarter final. But I'm gonna come back to you, cause I'm gonna ask about the Brazilian team now, but more and get everybody involved, right? Big up Philip, big up to Georgia girl, big up to anyway, that's sports. Big up Sports TV. Big up yourself. KS TV, Sports TV, whatever. Big up yourself. But Sebastian, we at a turn, man. Trust me, we at a turn, man. So let's talk to my German brethren. Like, I don't know if you're feeling the same thing I'm feeling. So this is how me feel about the German. Like last World Cup, I'm really disappointed in the Germany team. And for tell you the truth, I haven't watched a lot of international game with the German team. They just sit my stomach when they play. They move the ball slow. It's not the German team who used over the years. What different do you think this team going into this tournament? No pressure. Nobody have us one of the favorite. We're going into the pressure. Not like 2018 World Cup where we're going into that 2018 World Cup. Oh, Germany is one of the main team to win. We're just out of everybody picture. Everybody are talking about Argentina. And this one I like, Germany like play and no pressure. So when they don't watch Germany and hype them up, they will be a serial killer. You understand? In the right football terms. You understand?
Yeah.
Where do you think the German them look this season? Because I don't really rate the team. Seriously.
All right. One more thing changed though, right? First, remember that from 2010 onwards, it was a total different type of German team we watch. From the 2022, the 2002 and before, where it was just a lot of robust players that go down the wing and swing it in. With the Ozil and the Royce them and
different play.
Schweinsteiger them, it was a total different Germany we get accustomed to during this period. And we're always a tournament team. I mean, excluding 2018, we're always top four, third or second or first. So we always produce. It was 2018 was just one of those odd tournaments where we just didn't turn up. It was maybe the pressure, as I say, the fact that we won, and everybody expected to come back and replicate that, especially the fact that the coach carried all of the elders that won.
Almost, yeah.
To them. Yeah. So it backfired on us, and as I said, even me, just the same, I don't watch much of them since. Since this year, the last 7 games they played, they won like 1 game. And they're really, really poor as of late. So I'm not really confident. Definitely not. But as Germany, you can, as I say, a tournament team. You
never know where them. You never know. Especially, I think after that 2014 World Cup, I think most of the time, most of the players them play for Bayern Munich. They reach a peak. They win the champ. They win everything.
They were Champions League the year before.
Yeah,
and practically most of them come right into the Germany team, and it was a team that was definitely supposed to win. If them lose, it was just on them, and maybe if Messi did feel like he want to win, then different. But we were supposed to win and we won. But I think most coaches do it, sticking with the winners. I think it cost us a bit. I think he didn't introduce a lot of young players early enough to mix the squad right and get them going. Because if you look at it, Cruz still a play upon the top level right now. He won Champions League much time since then.
5 of them.
Yeah, Gundogan still a play. A lot of them still a play on the top level. If you watch Muller, he have won Champions League since. So most of them still
back in the
teams, But I just think he never introduced the young legs to help those players.
Yeah. Forget hunger there. Forget the hunger. You have to mix them.
Most of those were comfortable players that have win everything, as I said before. So that's just probably a one-off thing. I'm not that confident. I would be okay with the quarterfinals, great to the semifinals. If it exceed that, a super tournament for us, honestly.
Definitely. Yeah. I just wish all the best, I nah set up myself, because 2018, I set up myself, brother. I need them mad out, brother. May I tell you, say.
Yeah, they rough.
Ridiculous 2018.
Japan was on an
Japan knocked us out, man. Japan.
Son and him friend them.
Yo, may I tell you, say that goal, my boy score a free kick. CM Tony Cruz score a free kick. Then I say, yo,
brilliant,
South Korea, by the way.
Brilliant.
South Korea.
Yeah, but
because they cried after Tony Cruz scored that goal. So
yeah,
sadly.
but I'm getting a feedback. I'm
It was
getting a
Sebastian, but he mute now. It was Sebastian.
yeah. Sebastian, your time I go talk, you know, cause you are the man who will bring the balance to the panel, you know, cause your team not in the World Cup, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so bring the balance to me now. Where you base? Where you look at the team that you say you're going to win the World Cup? No bias, just give me know it, Jersey boy. Allow him, you know. And leave the man, because the man now picnic France. So allow the man, make the man bring the balance to the panel. Yeah. So go ahead now, Sebastian.
Yeah, so I think Switzerland could be a dark horse in this World Cup, especially with the players they have. Jan Sommer, Granit Xhaka, the Arsenal. I hope to see Granit Xhaka tackle Neymar so hard that it will be fire. It's going to be interesting to see if Granit Xhaka injury Gabriel Jesus. I hope that doesn't happen, but I'm a bit of a scared of that happen because you know Xhaka is a bit of a player who can get a red card, who can go crazy. To be fair, this Switzerland team, I'm very, very impressed by them. Obviously, in 2018, they went out to Sweden. I think that was a lucky goal. They should have gone through. Look out for Jan Sommer this World Cup. He could be one of the best goalkeepers this World Cup, just saying. And obviously, Switzerland, last Euros, we all know what they did by kicking out France from the Euros. So don't be shocked if they take a point of Brazil. Because
Ryan, point of order. Point of order. Point of order, I say. This barbarian he's been making references to red cards, yellow cards, kicking, fouling. Neymar Xhaka, I hope he goes through him. Ryan, Sebastian, my German colleague, Jersey boy, please, can we bring some order and dignity to this proceeding? This is the World Cup. It's not a kickabout on the curb side corner, but please, Sebastian, come again, please. Whelan, come again, please. Yeah,
As the World Cup, crazy things happen, you know. We saw in the 26th World Cup, you know. Why not could crazy things happen? Like, crazy things happen in a World Cup. We could have some fire in it. We need the fire in a World Cup. Especially when Germany beat Brazil 7-1. That was pretty fire, to be honest.
I tell you,
Switzerland can't beat Brazil, but they can draw.
Well, they drew in 2018. They drew in 2018 in the group stage. A very competitive team.
Sebastian, how you go for Brazil, sir? What? You don't really like Brazil?
No, because they always dives versus Chile when they play, and you know I always get upset. You know the Chile-Brazil derby. You know it's a rivalry.
Ryan, ask him about 1958. Ask him about 1958. Go on, ask him. Sebastian, we know your dirty, dark secrets, Jersey boy. Ask him. You know about it. 1958. A precocious Pele. He's never forgotten it. Sweden took a beating at the hands of arguably the greatest player ever.
Sweden,
yeah. All right.
My lord, get him a tissue. Somebody get him a tissue.
Ryan, based on your team, right? Who do you think is a team that some of the top team that can win the World Cup based on seeing them squad release this afternoon?
For me, some of the best squads are Argentina, Brazil. I think Spain has a chance. Portugal. I think they're more of a team of destiny. There's a chance for that. But those are my top four. Honestly, those are my top four favorites. I would have to go Brazil, Argentina, Spain, Portugal. Those are the four teams that I really feel that could go to the Final Four. I'd put money on it. Croatia could also as well, but
Is it the Croatian team kind of a little bit too old now?
No, Croatia does have a pretty good team. I think they're honestly the best team in Canada's group. I think it's Croatia, Canada, Belgium, and Morocco. But Croatia has a good experience. They have some younger players building into that squad. It's not as much of a retirement home as people like to play along with. There's younger players. Modric is still beating Father Time. They got a good side. So I'm not completely sure on Croatia. I think they could definitely go deep, but they're like that second tier of team for me. So top 4, Portugal, Argentina, Spain, and Brazil, that's that top tier. Croatia's just out of that top tier for me.
Okay, fair. What about you, Jersey boy? Different from your France team. When you look across the board and stuff, what do you think about the rest of the team there?
Well, looking at, I do think, for example, I think Germany's squad is good. I think it's quite shocked to see Götze back in the squad after such a long time, and he's not been playing a lot, I guess. And then obviously Marco Reus is out, which is a big shame. You've got Bella Kotchap. He's been amazing at Southampton. He's also now in the squad. Brazil look very good. I think Bobby Firmino not being in there, I think is not that good, but also, I think they want a more natural number 9 than Firmino, who will play in the 10 when Neymar can play in the 10, and you've got Paqueta who can play in the 10 and such stuff like that. I think Argentina's squad is very good as well. I think there's some very, very good squads out there. I think probably worst squad, I'd probably go Belgium. And the thing is, because I think Belgium have got really, really good players in terms of Kevin De Bruyne and stuff. But if you look at the ages of the players, a lot of the better players for them are old as hell. Their 2 best centre backs are nearly 40 years old in Vertonghen and Alderweireld. That's a major problem. But for me, I think, including my country, I think France's squad is very good. England's squad, I think, is like Wise Maguire there. Wise Maguire there. You got players. Tomori, why is he not picked? You got Conor Gallagher, which I don't even think should have gone. I would have, if I was an England fan, I would have gone James Ward-Prowse in there, because I think James Ward-Prowse is good.
Ward-Prowse is injured, Jersey boy.
No, I think he's fit to be in the World Cup squad. He'd be fit to be in the World Cup squad.
That's the thing, bro. Like the England people, them just want to bring everybody who just coming back from injury. It's just a tournament. You can't.
I get that. I get that, Ryan.
What about Madison?
No, yeah, Madison's very good. But the question is, you're saying that, Ryan, but Maguire, bro, Maguire's been injured and he's on the bench. So if he's picking Maguire, who doesn't even play football at the moment, why is he not picking someone like James Ward-Prowse, stuff like that? So for me, those are the squads that I like. I think England's squad is France is all right for what we can have for the midfield and stuff. I would have probably gone with Jonathan Klaus, but it is what it is. But I think for me, probably the best because I've been impressed with Brazil, and I'll probably go Brazil, Uruguay. I think have been very good.
Yeah, I think a lot of Uruguay have a very good team, You're the first person to mention them on the panel. I think Uruguay have a nice.
They've just released it, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a mixture of youngster and experience in the team. I think that's what they need. I think Uruguay are one of these teams in the world going to be
quick thing one before we move on. Did you want to at some point in the show look at the squads?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's move on.
Uruguay is very good. I think Uruguay are going to be a team that going to be very disciplined, a team that don't concede a lot of goal, and the game always been close when they play. So interested to see what Uruguay are going to do going forward. Uruguay have some nice balance midfielder and striker, and you know that they always going to defend well. So you can look out for Uruguay. But I think my African team, you guys should be watching out for is Senegal. I like the balance of the Senegal team. It's a shame that Mane probably is a doubt. He's the main player for Senegal. I think they've done very well recent time in the last World Cup. I think they should go further. I think with winning the African Cup of Nation give them a lot of confidence and stuff. But I think Senegal is a team that we have to very, very careful of. You know, they have some very good player and they score goal, and they don't concede a lot, But Portugal is a good team too. Portugal is a good team, so but I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think coming into this tournament, I think Argentina is the best team in the world, in my opinion, coming into this tournament. And number of reasons why. I think Argentina, they are playing as a team. Recently, in other tournament, Argentina only have superstar. How many of these superstars want to work off the bar? And always remember this: the team that play as a team, the team that willing to fight for each other, always have the better opportunity to win the World Cup. It's not a one-man thing to win the World Cup. It have to be a team thing. And I just like the like everything that Argentina have at this moment. Not a team that flashy, not a team that going to score a lot of goals. They will score a goal, but not a team that a lot of skillful play. Over the years they have Higuain, they have all of these top players, but they don't have the balance. And what I like about Argentina, they work for each other. Every single person on that Argentina team work. And that's what going to count in Qatar. I think my team to win the World Cup is Argentina or Senegal. That are my team. And that next team that we can't be, the next team that we cannot sleep on is the Dutch. Experienced coach, a tournament team. I think a lot of people is sleeping on this Dutch team, So all you talk reason, boss, I talk about this bagger. Every time Brazil going on a tournament and them a favorite, them flopping. So stop this, Virgin. Wait your turn, reason, boss. So go ahead, my German Virgin. What you think about Netherlands? Netherlands, the team a creep up. Because him a go like say, him can conquer the world. Brazil now win no World Cup.
No, well, Netherlands, they were going to be my dark horse team. I'm glad I mentioned them because they're kind of under the radar because they don't have this global superstar, maybe. But they have a very good team. I think the only thing that they're really lacking in that team is a
goal scorer.
Prolific goal scorer.
Yeah.
You get me? But from the back line to the midfield, and they have fairly good wingers and attacking players, but just not that prolific goal scorer. And if you check them farm for this year, they hardly lose. They win, and if they don't win, they draw. So it's a team that will grind results even if it's not going their way. So they were my dark horse team, and it's a good team, very good players too. They have a mixture of young, they have the Van Dijk around the back. The Barcelona player, he's their top player up front, but he's not playing a lot. But it can be a good thing for them. Probably if he can come back up sharp and fit in time, it can be very good and productive for them going forward. And he have other young players around him to play with. But my favorite to win the World Cup, and the pressure is going to be on you guys, Mr. Reason Boss, bold and proud of, the typical Brazil fans, The pressure is on you guys to win this World Cup. Even though Argentina have that record over 2 years now, they haven't lost a game. They have won the Copa America, and then they won the head-to-head between the Copa Americas and the Euro winners. They're on a super farm, and the reason for that is the teamwork where Ryan mentioned. They're not the best team. I think 2014 team is a better team. 2010 team, I think, is a better team. But this team, a lot of fighters are in this team, and the coach find a balance on how to win games and how not to lose, and he's just using that, as simple as it might seem. I think you have the brain of a Messi in a team, and they just need people that are going to work around him, and that's what they've been doing. So a great team in Argentina, but I still have Brazil. But this Brazil team is so strong. I don't think I feared 2018, 2014 like this team. The only team that I worried about in recent times that this team was 2016. But this Brazil team, they shouldn't lose it. Like, you look for the team from back to front. If Neymar don't gather these boys and win the World Cup, I mean, I find that really poor.
Never
Honorable
look at-
mentions before you come in. Portugal team is stacked. Can they find a balance? Will they, give Ronaldo too much responsibility that he doesn't need right now? We don't know.
As they talk
France-
about that, you think as they talk about that, you think they should bench Ronaldo? I think he's one of the man that causing the problem of Portugal team. He's that
I
player.
don't want to say to bench him, but it could be an option if the coach sees the fit, like the Man U coach that get better all-time team without him. If personally, if I am the coach and my team is going to perform better, I would try my best to incorporate him, where possible. But you're an elder, and it's the last World Cup. I understand, but you will play. But if the team is better starting a game with the energy and that fight that they need, it's a very short tournament. I would go without him. But they remember they lose Jota, so that's one attacking player that would probably pressure the front three to start not playing. So we don't know if. And I know the coach will play him regardless. The coach will play him, especially the mix-up we're going. Man, we might go play him. So.
That's going to be Portugal's biggest mistake, brother.
Yeah,
Remember me.
Will it backfire? We don't know. Let's see.
I'm watching a Nation League game. I think a Nation League are one of them where the fans they must say, yo, them really sick and tired of him, brother. Because he really mess with the team, brother. Man, I go around here, brother. The man.
Yeah, it's just not quick and as before, If he give a goal, like, he must score it. But
but
other things, not the team, he does not.
In a World Cup, brother, you say if you not run, brother, Portugal will play with 10, brother. Portugal will go play with 9 because they might have 2 players, Bruno and Cristiano Ronaldo. Where, bro, like, these men just have an attitude problem, and I think the coach.
The reality is Bruno play better without him.
Yeah. Even Man United, since the man come, Bruno goal dry up and thing, Bruno Fernandes.
So it's all on the coach. France, Jersey, man, still a stack team, but as you said earlier, the midfield probably is going to be a question because there are good players in the midfield. Don't get me wrong. Guendouzi is having a good season. The young French Real Madrid players, they're having a good season, but we haven't seen them play together and produce. So we don't know what to expect from them as a group going into the World Cup. It can be the World Cup that they pronounce the name and make it big, but we can't say yes, that will work. If there was Pogba and Kante, we can say, wow, France is a threat to reckon with again. But up front and around the back, I think they're good. They're all right and they're good. But initially, it was them and Brazil. But with the Pogba and the Kante not being there, the kind of questions come in. So you kind of tip Argentina above that right now for me. Hopefully, Germany can match up all of this. But I give Brazil the favorite. But by a little distance to match. Brazil team is very good. If you wait until you look at this, them really good. Them team really good. I think game them losing a long while now, and I'll give them to the same Argentina.
Yeah. I think Brazil is they peak at the right time. Them players them in the right form at the right time. Ryan, before we go back to reason, boss. Ryan. No, bro. Spain, bro. Like Spain water down demon, bro. Stop it, demon.
Spain have a very good coach. He can get him players them to play some good football, but we don't know how far in the competition until we get them.
No. So, Ryan. So let's shift a little bit of the ball game a little bit. We'll come back to a reason, boss. Cause he want to speak. But Ryan, for a man that watch a lot of Concacaf football, recently the Concacaf team them haven't do well. Mexico are the only one that stand out, right? What are you really going on with Concacaf? Where you see all the Concacaf team? Is it the group stage is just nobody is going to come out of the group stage, or it's just?
I think USA and Canada get out of their groups. Mexico, for me, it's going to be tight. They have a chance, but I think Portugal is the team that pips Mexico to second there. In Costa Rica, they're going to fight. Costa Rica will fight. They'll have their moments, but I think Group E is a group of death. Japan, Spain, Germany. Costa Rica is not going to do enough to get out of that group. They're definitely going to fight. It'll be very interesting to see how Costa Rica plays on their last stand. But for me, Best case scenario, 3 CONCACAF teams get out of the groups. Worst case is 1. I think most likely 2 of the 4 CONCACAF teams get out of the groups, and most likely that's Canada and the USA. Because USA's group, Wales, USA's better than England. They suck right now. Southgate's a fraud, all that type of stuff. England has not scored a goal until the Germany game from open play for God knows how long. And Iran, USA's better than. So
Ryan, I want to ask you a few questions. Because I know you're a Canadian fans, bro. 'Cause recently, you guys played 2 friendly games, haven't won one, right? You haven't played any big name team, and every single time you play against big name team, you lost. What gives you so many confidence that Canada, of all person, no, they top the group in Concacaf, but this is a different piece. This is the first time playing a major tournament for God know how long. What give you that confidence that you saying that Mexico is a team that always make it to round of 16? What give you that confidence saying, okay, Canada just new kid on the block, they're going to come out of that tough group?
Because the way that group is set up, 1, let's say that Uruguay win was a quality loss, or the Uruguay loss was a quality loss. Uruguay, they learned how to break down a bus, break down a defensive team. They looked very good against Uruguay. The 2-0 scoreline does not tell you the story of that match. I watched every minute of that match. Canada were much better than what that 2-0 scoreline said. But they realized how to beat, and they were getting closer to beating that defensive setup of Uruguay, the way they came back and basically had a zone, park the bus type situation. But the group that Canada has, to me, I think the way their team plays, the team that they have, the stars that they have, Croatia, they're not better than. They could draw that game. I'm not saying they won't. Belgium, their golden generation is just getting older and older and older. In Canada, I think they're going to make them pay. And Morocco, I still think Canada's better than. Morocco's a good team. I'm not disrespecting. But I think when you look at that group, Canada could at least get about 5 points. And I think that will be enough to get out of that group. Could it go completely to hell and back? Yes. I'm not saying it doesn't. But personally, the way Canada's talent is, they have their players. Borjan's going to stand on his head. Atiba Hutchinson, the troubadour, play well in midfield. Davies will be Davies. Larea, he'll play well. I'm sure of it. David will score goals. Laren, he always plays well in a Canada shirt. He may not be playing well for Bruges, but he plays well in a Canada shirt. Tajon Buchanan, he'll show out. I think, and Eustachio, of course, the unsung hero of that team, I really think that if you look at that group and the fact of what Canada's learning, and I think they'll be much better against Japan, and the MLSers will probably beat up Bahrain in this window pre-World Cup. I have a feeling that they're going to do pretty good. They are going to overcome most people's expectations outside of Canada. That's the way I see it.
Okay, fair enough. Reason boss, talk to us now over this great Brazilian team that's going to win the World Cup, in your opinion.
Well, I come to you, good people, viewers and subscribers, fellow panelists, Ryan host, in humility. Humility because the team on show are heavy favorites in some people's eyes. The reality, I suggest to you, is a little more nuanced, a little more subtle. We've already identified that you don't sleep on the likes of Germany for a joke. Croatia, technically gifted team. Luka Modric, that little wizard, you don't underestimate them. Croatia's got some fine players. Argentina, let me tell you something. That Copa America final played, it was COVID conditions, but played in Brazil when Argentina defeated Brazil 1-0. A mistake by Renan Lodi, which cost him his place, I suggest, in the Seleção team. Angel Di Maria, beautiful lob, and that was all she wrote. I think that Chiche learned from that experience. I think Neymar and the entire team learned from that experience, and you can't take things for granted. It was as good as theirs in many people's eyes, but you've got to deliver on the pitch. You've got to handle the pressure. You've got to have your formation right, and you've got to put in the performance. That defeat alone, despite the fact that Brazil went unbeaten in the campaign, the South American 10-team qualification, ended up with about 45 points. Wonderful performance. Argentina were also unbeaten during the South American qualification. So I'm not sleeping on Argentina at all. This could be the last hurrah for Messi and co. Under Scaloni, young manager in his mid-40s, he's got that team really well organized, playing for each other. I was watching a documentary on Manchester City's dramatic title-winning campaign under Mancini, when the point that you guys made earlier about the importance of teamwork was brought to the fore, playing and working for one another. Manchester City, that under Pep Guardiola later, but with Mancini, I've seen 2 documentaries with Man City. The importance, no matter how much of a superstar laden team you've got to work hard. You've got to foster a caring, got your back mentality. Vincent. Uh-oh.
I do apologise, there isn't, boss. Ryan just told me to put the Brazil squad up, so I just put the Brazil squad. So we've got that on the side for when you talk about Brazil.
Okay, can you still hear me?
All good, reason,
me?
boss. We can reasons, boss. We can hear you
man.
perfectly fine, man. We can hear you perfectly fine. Don't worry.
Good man. Yes, thank you for putting up the squad there. The importance of playing together and supporting each other, having each other's back, is so important. And I think that Chiche has, with this 26-man squad, a very difficult squad to put together to decide who was going to make the cut. Funny enough, I put together a roster, 26-man roster. The one player that I was uncertain about was a certain Dani Alves. When I heard that he actually got the selection, age 38, 39 years old, he may only get a few minutes play on the pitch. He may, but the experience, the tactical acumen, the technique of the gentleman, one of the greatest fullbacks that the world's seen, much capped, almost going to be timed with Roberto Carlos, I believe, for the second most capped Brazilian international. That suggested to me that Chichi, he's got his eyes on the prize. He's learned the lessons from 2018. This star-studded cast is full of talent, but a team that is absolutely hell-bent on working for each other, not sitting back on their laurels. And I heard the likes of Tim Vickery, a wonderful South American correspondent, mention that Brazil have not experienced hardship. They've not been through the muddy and tough waters and the tough battles, because it's been almost smooth sailing. I beg to differ. I saw them go 1-0 down to the likes of Peru. I saw them battle against the likes of Ecuador to a 1-1 draw in a feisty encounter. They've had their share of hardship. The one thing that, excuse me, the one thing that I am very wary of is the fact that Brazil, over the last few years, since Belgium defeated them in one of arguably the best game, in my opinion, of 2018's World Cup, when De Bruyne and that unfortunate Fernandinho own goal cost Brazil and Casemiro's yellow card suspension from that game. Fernandinho just was not up to it. But I think that Brazil have learnt their lesson, and I think that they're willing to go through what is necessary. But the fact that they've not met European opposition often, I think they've only met the Czech Republic by way of European opponents, that is going to be a challenge. I am optimistic though, because there's so many of the players. I mean, we've got, what, 12 Brazilians who are playing in the Premier League. It's been manna from heaven as far as a Brazilian fan is concerned. I think that because they're playing in the top leagues in Europe, and they're coming against some of the opponents that they're going to meet in the World Cup. We've got Vinny Jr., Rodrigo playing for Real Madrid. We've got Neymar playing for PSG, not the greatest league in the world, admittedly, but Neymar is ready to bring his A game. He's aware that this could be the moment. This is the moment where... Huh?
That is a 2018, you know.
Well, here's the caveat. In 2018, if you recall, Neymar was recovering from injury. Remember, this is interesting because this is the first World Cup that's been held mid-season. And it's interesting. I've heard someone mention Harry Kane. I think Conte mentioned that Harry Kane was feeling fatigued, tired, which is a bit ironic because this is a mid-season campaign. You think that most of the players are in peak condition. It's not the end of the season when there could be tired bodies. Neymar was recovering from an injury in that 2018 World Cup in Russia. He was fit enough to play, but he was not 100% at all. He had to manage his game, and the focus of Brazil was around Neymar. This edition, as all the panelists have recognized and the world has recognized, has a great supporting cast. And it's not even a supporting cast. You could go as far as to say there are co-stars in this team. Neymar, Rafinha, Paqueta, Casemiro, Anthony, Vinny Jr. Listen, Rodrigo pulling up trees in their respective clubs. This is a Neymar who I've been watching for PSG this season alongside Mbappe, who is one of the, France's, by the way.
France kick up Rumpus, brother. When him come a World Cup, he need to bring this Brazil team on him back. All the day are rough and talk are rare, brother. The ball a kick it. Brazil have to prove themselves. They has been disappointed in the last 3 World Cup with this big superstar team. This is nothing new. Yeah, and beating in Copa America is nothing. When they come to Europe at the real football play, and that's why the Brazilian player them left South America and come in Europe to come and play real football. So this thing where Brazil fans think everything going to be smooth. I mean, see, I listen here talk about, yeah, you play them in a good form. Me give you that. You have one of the best team on paper, but can this coach put it together and get the result we need on the pitch?
But Ryan, if you've listened to me carefully, my opening salvo, my opening statement, I'm sure Jersey, Sebastian, Sal Media, Ryan will concur. I said I come to you humbly. Humbly. This World Cup is up for grabs. I've got my brackets, the last 4, but anything can happen. The last 4, I've got Brazil meeting Argentina in a cracking, mouth-watering semi-final. If both of them top their groups and they manage to get through their second round and quarterfinal games, and of course get through the group one step at a time. The other bracket, I've got Belgium versus France. I've got Belgium, Portugal in the quarterfinals. I've got Belgium, the memories of Kevin De Bruyne, who is, alongside the likes of Xavi and Iniesta, outside of Brazilian midfielders, one of the finest midfield purveyors of the game, alongside the likes of Luka Modric that I've seen. And I think that Belgium, who themselves had aspirations of winning 2018's World Cup, I think they've got a last hurrah in them. They've got the quality. Roberto Martinez, an experienced manager. They've got the ability. Yes, they've got some old defenders, but they've got a mixture of youth. There are some talented younger players. So don't sleep on Belgium. They're not old and creaking as you may think. So I've got Brazil versus Argentina in the semi-final. I've got Brazil actually taking care of Uruguay, the team that you've been waxing lyrical about. I've got them taking care of Uruguay. Anyone who comes runner-up in that group H, is likely, if Brazil come top of their group and beat Serbia, Switzerland, and Cameroon, or certainly get enough points to top the group, they'll meet the runners-up in that group. And I can tell you this, anyone in that group, with Ghana, South Korea, Uruguay, and Portugal, they will be going hell for leather to avoid that runners-up berth. I don't think Senegal really have a chance of winning the World Cup. I'm taking it with a pinch of salt because, you know what? football is about dreams. And what is football and what is life without dreaming and having ambition? So it's not impossible for Senegal to go deep. In fact, I've got them meeting England in the second round, runners up in their group. I think the Mane injury, I don't think you should take that lightly. I think they've got some good players. They won the African nations, but I've got my doubts. I think Mane is the cutting edge, and if he's not 100%, I'm not sure if they're going to do the job. I need to put an honorable mention in about Canada. Canada and that group featuring Croatia, Belgium, Morocco, and Canada. That's one of the arguably most mouth-watering, tastiest groups as far as I'm concerned. I really was impressed with the Canadian run in the Concacaf octagonal. Really was impressed with them. I don't think Canada will get out of that group, but it's not impossible. They've got ambition. Herdsman is a good manager. They've got great team unity, talented players, a cutting edge. You need to score goals to get out of this group, as well as defending well. When you've got Portugal, when you've got the likes of Croatia and Belgium, if you can overcome those teams without sleeping on Morocco, if you can overcome Belgium and Croatia, trust me, that achievement alone, if successful, will be one of the stories of the World Cup, because they're going to have to perform and produce some memorable performances to get out of that group. But I'm optimistic regarding Brazil.
Yeah. One question, because I know I have to go. One question, because I want to bring up France team and I will get some more people. So one question, where is the weakness in this Brazilian team? Quick and fast. Or no weakness?
Good question. The left back and right back positions, of course, it's hard to replace the likes of the great Cafu and Roberto Carlos. We've got Alexandro, who I've got starting at left back. We've got Danilo, who I think will start at right back. Both of them play for Juventus, so they know each other. I think those are the two arguably weakest position. And in midfield, Casemiro, I can't underestimate the importance of that guy. I know Jersey Boy is familiar with Fabinho at Liverpool. He's not been in the best of form, but when you put on that Brazilian jersey and the competition for places is hot, you've got to bring your A game or someone will replace you. Casemiro is absolutely invaluable in that center of midfield. The engine room, that is where many battles and games are won and lost. So Casemiro in the midfield, I think he needs to stay free of injury, and he needs to please be aware of the yellow cards. I think his yellow card cost Brazil big time in 2018. Fredgy, I like him. I think those two, Casemiro and Fred, can start. But if there's an emphasis and people want to push that attacking virtue and they want to show out a bit more attacking wise, Paqueta, now at West Ham, may get the berth, but that loosens up the midfield just a little bit. So Bruno Guimaraes of Newcastle, he needs to be prepared to come in there. So Chiche has got a big decision to make in terms of that midfield. Thiago Silva, old veteran, but my goodness me, one of the finest defenders. Center of defense, left and right back, not great. Center of defense, we can work with it. Marquinhos of PSG, wonderful. Eddie Militao, he can go to right back if necessary, as well as playing a three-man defense if necessary. That's almost like a three-man barrier. Scolari mixed it up in 2002 when Brazil last won the World Cup, went to Edmilson, Roque Jr., and Lucio, and they turned in, well, they won and lifted the tournament. So I'm saying that their sport for choice was as far as the attacking part of the pitch is concerned, but midfield and left back and right back is something that we need to get right in terms of balance. If we do that, Brazil can do very well in this World Cup, but it's no gimme.
Okay. All right. So Jersey Boy, put up your team. So go ahead, Jersey Boy. France, talk to me about France.
I'll quickly get the France team out first.
Tell me the strong and the weakness in the Brazilian team, in the France team.
Brazilian? I'm like, what? Brazilian? What do you mean?
Sorry.
France, he's got Brazil on his mind, Ryan. You know he's got Brazil on his mind, Ryan. You know, say you love Brazil. You know, say a bad boy team. Go ahead, Ryan.
Sure.
Go ahead, Ryan. Jersey Boy. Go ahead, Jersey.
Okay, so I'll go through. So I'm gonna give you a bit of a French lesson. I'll go through the players who I think about them in French, so you can see. I did a tour with Sebastian about it. You heard Ryan was in the background listening to me teaching Sebastian. So
So you more for me. Where you give me France, more you give me French and English, bro. That's it. Everybody can understand.
Okay, so
Sacre bleu.
English,
way.
you got Hugo Lloris. In French, we say Hugo Lloris. So you can see there's a bit of a difference there. So Hugo Lloris, which obviously is our captain. I really wanted Maignan to be available, but unfortunately he's injured. So for me, if Maignan was available, he would be my number one keeper. But, you know, we got Lloris, who's mistake prone at the moment. We got Areola, backup centre back of Mandana or Mondana. Defence, you can see there we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 defenders. We've got 7 centre backs. We've got Upamecano, Rafael Varane. You've got Kimpembe. You've got Ibrahim Konate or Konate. You've got William Saliba or William Saliba. You've got Benjamin Pavard or Pavard. Then you got the Hernandez brothers or Hernandez, Luca and Theo Hernandez, and Kunde. With the defense, of course, during the Euros and the Nations League, I don't know what we were doing. We were playing like a 3-4-1-2. We played with a back three with Kimpembe in there, Varane, Upamecano, or stuff like that. I'm really not a fan of Kimpembe. For me, he's just not for me. For me, apparently on TF1 yesterday, Deschamps said that we will be going with a back four, which is love that because I don't want this back three nonsense. But for me, I think fullbacks, this is where it gets a little bit stitchy. Is if you look at the fullback situation, is exactly the same with what Reason's boss said about Brazil. We've only got 2 fullbacks. We've got Theo Hernandez, who's world class, and then you've got Benjamin Pavard. For me, I would have taken Kimpembe out or Upamecano out and put in Jonathan Klaus in. Because we need the backup right back. You've got Jules Koundé, who can play right back as well. But for me, I want a natural right back. So for me, I would have brought in Jonathan Klaus in from Marseille. Unfortunately, he's not in the squad, which is unfortunate. Then we go into midfield, the weak spot. But we got Yusuf Fofana, who's a very, very good player. I want him at Liverpool. He's very, very good attacking, kind of 8 for Monaco, and I think he'll be very, very good. Then we've got Guendouzi, who's of course at Marseille, was at Arsenal, very, very good. Then we got Rabiot. I'm not the biggest fan of Rabiot. He's not my favourite midfielder, but I've got to give him credit because he's been very, very good for Juventus this season. Then we've got Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni's been very, very good for Real Madrid. He's been the starter for Real Madrid, and that's the DM role, so I can see him being the 6. Camavinga, very, 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 very good for Real Madrid. You've got to remember that Real Madrid wouldn't have not won the Champions League without Camavinga. He helped them a lot off the bench. And then we got Veretout, which again I probably wouldn't have called up. I probably would have gone with another midfielder instead of Veretout. But midfield, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for me, people are going to go, okay, starting, if you're doing a 4-2-3-1, the midfield pivot is Tchouaméni, Camavinga. Not for me. I think for me, you go Tchouaméni, he starts 100%, and I think you probably go either Fofana or Guendouzi. I think Tchouaméni, he can be a bit more defensive, and then you've got Fofana who can, be attacking. I think Tchouaméni Fofana will be very good, but I think he probably will go Tchouaméni Camavinga or Tchouaméni Rabiot, knowing Deschamps, which is a shame. Then we got, look at that attack. You got Karim Benzema or Karim Benzema in English. Then you got Coman from Bayern Munich. Coman. The interesting thing, right, is we've experimented with a back 3 at some point, and we actually played Coman as a right wing back. He can play right wing back. I don't really recommend it because, again, he's not that good defensively. He's more of an attacker. Then we got Ousmane Dembele. I rate this guy very, very highly. He may not be that good in finishing, but this guy is so fast, and the amount of chances he makes, if he can break those lines, you've got through ball straight to Dembele. He can pass that ball down to Kylian or Giroud or Griezmann or even Karim to score. Then we got Olivier Giroud. I'm very, very happy to see him back. Of course, I don't think he was in the Euro squad. Very, very happy to see that man back. This guy is only 2 goals away from breaking the record for highest goal scorer in France history. World class. What a man.
Really?
Yeah, he's 2 goals away from breaking the record. Yeah, Giroud is a masterclass.
How many goals did he score for France?
I can't remember. I'll double
Got
check.
49 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so this guy missed the Euro because of injury?
Yeah, I think it was injury and yeah.
Okay.
I think it was injury. Then we got Antoine Griezmann, of course. Atletico Madrid all over the place. But you got to remember, Antoine was, or I call him Grisou, was one of the main people who helped France win that World Cup in 2018. I don't rate him for Atletico Madrid, but this guy for France in the 10 is a mastermind. Then we got, of course, one of the best players in the world, Kylian Mbappé. Absolute player. And then we've got another player which I'm really, really happy to see in the squad, Christopher Nkunku, who can play on the wing, even can play false 9 and can play in the 10. So very versatile forward player. Now, looking at that squad, after all I've said, I'm very, very, very happy with this squad. The midfield is the only problem with me. Like, I don't know what Verito's doing in there. Camavinga, Tchouameni, very happy with that. Fofana, very happy with that. Guendouzi, very happy with that. Rabiot, yes, he's not the best midfielder, but for Juventus, right, even they flopped in the Champions League, he's been doing very, 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 very well. I've got to say very, very, very well for Juventus. Now, for me, if I were to choose right now, to start a lineup, I would go like this. This is what I've been doing for a long time. You've got Lloris in goal. This is against Australia. So Lloris in goal. Deschamps yesterday said that Varane is fit for Australia, but I'm 50-50 about him. So I'm going to drop him for Australia because I think other centre-backs can deal with it fine. So for me, this is what I'm going to go with for the game against Australia. I'm going to go Lloris in goal, right back, no debate, Benjamin Pavard. Centre-backs, I'm going to go Saliba and Kanate, or you could play Kunde in there. And then left back, of course, it's Theo Hernandez, who is one of the best left backs of France. Magician, that man. And then midfield pivot, I will go Tchouameni, Fofana, because Tchouameni sits back, does a defensive line, and you've got Fofana who can bum up front, pass the ball on. And then in the 10, because I rate this guy really highly, I'm going Christopher Nkunku in the 10. Right wing, Ousmane Dembele. Left wing, Mbappe. Up top, Karim Benzema. And that team is what I would start for the World Cup, because we played Tchouameni, Camavinga in the Nations League. It didn't work. So we were all over the place. Camavinga had to be bought off at half time because he had a disaster class. So for me, I would put Tchouameni, ask him to be more defensive, and then you've got Fofana who can bomb up in the 8. So for me, or if you play 4-3-3, then it's Tchouameni, Camavinga, Fofana. But that's my opinion on the squad. I'm very happy with the squad. I think we'll do well. But as we've all talked about, it's that midfield. Because if you look at each of them, you've got so many defenders, you've got so many attackers, but you've only got 6 midfielders. Because for me, the only person I think we're missing is Pogba, because I think because as I said to you, Kante's getting old. I think if he's fit, he probably would start for Chelsea, but he'd probably be dropped because he's just not it anymore. For me, right, this is in my opinion. For me, I think if Pogba's fit, then you play Tchouaméni, Pogba in that midfield pivot. So for me, Pogba, the reason we're missing Pogba is because Pogba, you know how he can just ping balls and everything. He's a fantastic player, but I believe, I have full faith that Ousmane Fofana will bring that for France this year, and we'll see where we go. But we've got Australia on the 21st, and I think we'll beat them comfortably, hopefully. But I'm very happy with the squad, and hopefully the midfielders can do their part. That's my thoughts, Ryan.
Can I quickly ask Jersey Boy? Jersey Boy, mentally wise, I mean, you saw what they did in the European Championship. They were mercurial one minute and blew up the next. Mentally wise, where do you think they are? What's going on there? And is Deschamps the man?
No, listen. From what I've heard from very, 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 very reliable France media, which of course I obviously all the time because I'm always watching French TV because I've got a France subscription because of my mum and stuff. So, according to the media, no matter what happens, so even if we win the World Cup unbeaten and we smash every team 5-0, Deschamps will be leaving the World Cup, this France in this summer, and in January, Zinedine Zidane will come in. So, of course, Zidane. This is why you haven't seen Zidane get another job, because that man is a true Frenchman, patriotic man, and he wants that France job. So he will be coming in January. So, but for me, with what happened in the Euros, we had a lot of injuries. We had Digne injured, then we had. I think we played Lucas or Theo. When we played one of those at left back, they got injured. We had to, and this is not a joke, we had to play Adrien Rabiot at left wing back. That man cannot fucking defend, man. So if you've got that man at left wing back, I'm sorry, but it's no wonder Switzerland destroyed us, because Adrien Rabiot cannot defend. Yes, Ryan, what do you want to say, man?
Okay. You can bring Canada and then Germany.
Ryan wanted to say something.
Wait, Ryan.
I was going to say, why not bring in Zidane now? Why wait till after? Like, that's the one thing I don't understand, because Zidane is honestly a better manager. The way Deschamps has been running France since they've won the World Cup, it's just not been great. Why wait? Do you want Deschamps to defend the title? Is that the thought? Or
I do want Deschamps to do that, but for me, it's this experimentation, Ryan. So in the World Cup, we played 4-2-3-1, and I believe we played 4-4-2, and we played Matuidi at left wing, which is interesting, but it worked. We had, at the time we had Varane and Umtiti as our centre backs. We had a great squad, but then after that, he completely switched from what worked to 3-4-1-2 with Griezmann in behind. Then you had Benzema and Mbappe. Then you had a midfield three, which I think was Pogba, Kante, Rabiot, or Pogba, Kante, whoever it was. And then I think the back three was Kimpembe, Varane, someone else. I'm tired of seeing Kimpembe in this France team. Kimpembe should not start. He's not played for PSG nearly all season, and he's mistake prone. This is right. You guys might be thinking, "Oh my God, this is outrageous," but I'm going to say this right, my heart out. Kimpembe is the French Maguire. Upamecano has been turning up for Bayern Munich, but every time I see Kimpembe, man, he just not impressed me. For me, it's Varane, Konate, Saliba, Koundé. Those are the four defenders that should be playing.
Good point.
Not Kimpembe.
Right.
But Upamecano can come on this injury. Or you. The great thing is you've got Lucas, the other Hernandez brother. He can play left back and centre back. So you've got versatility there. But for me, your question, Ryan, I think it's exactly that. They want him to defend the title. But the good news is at least no matter what happens, January Zidane's coming in.
Jersey boy,
Let's get a Canada team up.
you go to Canada. Jersey boy, how good
Did you have a question, Ron?
how good is your French?
Very good. I'm fluent.
You fluent?
Ask me to say something, I'll say it. Go on.
Hey, man, sharp Ryan or Ryan, you know, French is the language of love. It's a romantic language, you know. If Jersey boy start talk too much French,
They're real. Canada's full squad isn't out yet. It won't be out to the 13th.
Yeah, it's not out. It's not
Okay,
out.
okay. So let's bring on the German. Let's bring on the German.
Quickly. You asked me if I speak French. Do you want me to speak French or something?
Yeah, because I just only give me the player them names. So I was asking because the name them sound good in French though. I think my best my like in
the way. If you notice the way we speak in French, you got Adrian Rabiot. In French, we say Rabiot. You see, there's like a raspy R we have. The interesting thing is, in France, we don't say William or Will. It's Guillaume. Guillaume is Will. It's very interesting. If you look at the French language and how we write, it's lots of A's with a little hat on. It's the writing in French. The thing is, I got a star in France in French.
Très bien.
I can speak fluently. The cool thing is I'm bilingual. So when I speak English, I sound English. When I speak French, I sound like I'm a Frenchman. But I cannot write in French because it's that difficult. I can read, I can hear French, I can speak French, I can sing French, all of that. So just give me a sentence and I'll say it.
Yeah, I have one. Ryan LFC is the best YouTuber in the world. Say it in French.
Ryan LFC est le meilleur YouTuber du monde.
Oh God.
Go on, Ryan.
So can you understand Quebecois, or is there something that makes it hard to understand?
It is hard. I can only understand it gets difficult in the south of France, and you've got it's kind of like in England when you go Liverpool, Manchester. The accents get quite difficult. For me, I grew up 12, 11 years in Paris, because obviously my mum's French, so that's why I support France. My mum's French, my dad's British, my grandpa's French, all that kind of stuff. So I have a whole French family. I go to France nearly all the time. So yeah, that is it.
Okay. Bring up the Germany, but say the Ryan thing there again. Let me hear it. Slow.
Ryan LFC est le meilleur YouTuber du monde.
Okay.
Ask me to say something else that doesn't have Ryan LFC.
I'm about to make a move, Ryan. I'm about to make a move. Sebastian, Ryan, and Sal Media. But can you say everybody get ready for the World Cup in French? Everybody get ready for the World Cup.
Okay. Je veux tout le monde qui est préparé pour la Coupe du Monde. Ça va retourner à la maison. La Coupe du Monde va retourner à la maison.
C'est again.
Allez les Bleus.
Vive la France! Vive la France!
I say it again.
Don't bring up your hand, brother. I can't fight it, man. Just put on your hand.
I'll say it again. Tout le monde, préparez-vous pour la Coupe du Monde. La Coupe du Monde va retourner à la France. Allez les Bleus, allez la France.
Okay.
Et les Allemands sont de la merde.
Okay. That's soon.
What did you say?
You didn't hear what I just said. I said Germany is shit.
I heard mid. I knew there was something up mid. You know, watch Germany. Well, listen.
Bring up the Germany team. Bring up Reason Boss later.
Yeah. Guidance and pleasure meeting everybody. All the best. We're going to link again.
See you.
Here you go.
France ain't winning the World Cup, and that's one thing we know. France ain't winning the World Cup.
Une chose que je sais, Sébastien, c'était tu es un connard.
What did you say?
It means you're an asshole.
Oh, okay, you are in trouble.
I'm just going to speak in French.
Are you an
so
Arsenal
you don't
fan?
understand me.
You have an idiot.
Sebastian, are you an Arsenal fan?
Yeah, la fan. Who?
Sebastian.
No,
he
Sebastian
an
Liverpool. It's Liverpool.
Liverpool. The best team in the world.
Allez les bleus.
France ain't gonna win
Allez
the
les
World
bleus.
Cup. France
Allez
ain't gonna win
les
the World Cup.
bleus. Allez les
France
Ça
is shit.
retourne à la maison. Allez les bleus. Allez. Ta, 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 ta,
I can't wait till that song gets back on TikTok.
I can't wait until France
Kylian
goes up
Mbappé.
Argentina in the round of 16 and
Ça retourne à la maison.
twice
Allez
when
les
Messi
bleus.
destroys France. Can't wait. Can't wait until France gets destroyed by Messi.
Ferme ta gueule.
5.
That's a mid game.
First. Good.
That, by the way, that song we released when we won the World Cup is so catchy.
I don't even like Frank Sinatra. Whenever it gets popular, I sing it.
It is too catchy.
It is that catchy.
But Sal,
Here's the
Sal,
boys of
talk to
Roy.
me. Talk to me about what Ryan's gone. What that
For the German squad?
Yeah, talk to me
Alright.
what that for the German plastic.
So the German squad, no. I have concerns about the backline. That's the first thing. I don't think the coach knows his back four or quote unquote back three, because I've seen where he used back three sometimes in a 3-3-4-3 system or 4-3-3. So he's still trying to find, his team. Rudiger is a must. Niklas Soul from Dortmund is a must as well, if this is a back four. But for the wing backs, it's questionable, because I've seen where Ram have played, Kalsteram have played sometimes. Schlotterback from Dortmund as well has played sometimes. So I don't think he's sorted out our wing back positions yet, as yet. He's still trying to find a balance for the backline, and they concede almost every game they play. So it is a concern for me. Rudiger is a very good defender, but he's not the best defender as well. And he's quote unquote the better defender in that backline. So I am concerned about around there. In the midfield, it's not that bad. For me, Kimmich will start most game. And I would prefer in the challenging games, he start with Goretzka. With the bigger teams that that it's going to be a very challenging midfield battle. I would want the energy and the strength and physicality of a Goretzka in my midfield. So we know Kimmich will start almost maybe every game, and you have between Goretzka and Gundogan. Gundogan is a player that will, help you to keep the ball. He will help to possess. He is a little tricky in around small pockets as well. So he's a player now that will strive more in the lesser like teams, the weaker teams, especially in the earlier stages of games. I think in the challenging games, he can come on in the second half, but for the bigger games, I would prefer Goretzka and Kimmich to start in the middle of the pitch. If it's a midfield diamond with a playmaker in there, Musiala, he has been playing mostly. He's a pretty decent young player. I think this can be a World Cup that he announced himself to the world that he's the real deal. He have like 20 goal return this season so far in Bundesliga. That's really good for a midfielder, to have a 20 goal return, both goal and assist. I think he's their top goal scorer so far in the Bundesliga as well, Bayern Munich. So he's a pretty good midfielder, but can he manage the occasion? We'll see about that. But I do have the confidence in him if he have a Kimmich and a Goretzka behind him, which he has been playing in Bayern Munich. I think he will produce. So that Bayern midfield trio may be the best midfield trio for Germany, I should say. So I'm comfortable with that. Up front where another question sign is we don't really have that out and out striker per se. The guy from Leipzig that was at Chelsea, easy injured.
Yeah, Werner, bad injury.
Yeah, and he's out. I mean, he was disappointed in 2018, so I wasn't really optimistic about him just the same. But you still need your experienced players to be there. This might be his tournament, you never know. But he's injured, so that's one player that could play through the middle. So I personally, they brought the young Dortmund striker that has been playing consistently in the Dortmund team now, and he scored a really good brace over the weekend. In Makuku, I think he's 17 years old. That's good for him. Good experience and all. I don't think he will start. I would want him to start in this kind of pressure. I think it goes down to playing Muller or Gnabry up front. And personally, I would just play Muller up front and done. I think Gnabry gave me a lot more from the wing play. He's quick, he's take on player and all of that. I think he's one of the better wingers, so I wouldn't put him in the middle and deprive him of the opportunity to go at defenders. So I'm more based on the forward that we have. I don't trust Havertz up front. He's just too fragile. He's too weak. He's not, he's not a danger player like that. So based on the team, Muller would be my starter in the middle up front. If it's a 4-3-3 system, that is. On either flank, I will play Gnabry on the left. I've seen him play more on the right for Bayern Munich, and I don't know why the coach keep playing him out there. He was brilliant in the game he played since week on the left-hand side. I think he scored a hat-trick. And I've been saying to myself, why not play him on the left so he come inside? I mean, I know Mane is in the team now, but even before Mane was there, he has been playing off the right. But I prefer him on the left, and he can cut inside. He can score goals. He's very good at scoring goals. Demo say can Sal speak German. The only thing I can say in German is Germany, and that's Deutschland. From time to time I try to say some things, but no, I don't know German. I don't find it up like that. San is not a good player. So if I want Gnabry under the left to cut in on inside, Sane would be on the right to come inside as well. That kind of limited him sometimes when both the wingers coming inside, but if they come inside and it's productive, good. Sometimes you want at least one winger that can go down the wing and put the ball in, so you're not really predictable. We have others that can play, as I said, Havertz is not a player that I'm really optimistic about. Havertz, honestly, he looks like a man, halfway sleeping and play for Chelsea. Like he's at home, he just doesn't look business-like he's ready to play. So he's not a player that I really, find interesting. But he's there in the team. He has quality here and there. I mean, he scored Champions League finals goal last year for Chelsea. So you never know. As I said, sometimes players just can turn up just for one tournament. But he's not one of my favorites. Julian Brandt as well is a player that plays consistently for Dortmund. One of the top players, a good player. Still haven't break that barrier between good and great. So you don't know what you're going to get from him. And this is the reason why I'm not really optimistic about the team. Like most of the players, they're good, but they have not been showing a great performances over the years. They've reached a level and they don't exceed that. And that's my worry about this team. So, so I say from the back line, you have Rudiger. From keeper, they're going to play Manuel Neuer, but they have very good backup in Ter Stegen and Kevin Trapp. Rudiger should start. Soul should start if it's a 4-back line. Ram might play one of the wing backs and Karlstrom as well. As I said, I don't think he has started out his wing backs as yet, so any one of those wing backs can play as far as I'm concerned. In the midfield, it's the German trio. If you want to make a difference as well, I've seen where even for Bayern Munich, if Musiala is not giving us enough, you can actually play Muller in that hole. He's very good at it. And his work rate is very high. So he can actually play in that hole in front of the two midfielders and behind the forward Muller, and someone else play up front. Gnabry is an option. I don't like him when he play up front though. I don't really like it. I've seen him in Bayern Munich. He looks limited. He's just not a target man. So that's fairly how I see the team, Gnabry on one side, Sane on one side, Muller in the middle with the German, the Bayern Munich trio, and coming from Rudiger leading the back line. As I said, if this team goes to quarterfinal, I'm good. Semifinal, great tournament for me because I'm not really optimistic about them. Comparing to the Brazil, the Argentina, the France, I just think the team needs to go up another level. Hopefully, this is the World Cup that propel them to that level. I would pray for that. I'm glad to see that. But from the farm of players and teams for the past couple of years, I'm not optimistic about it. But we are a tournament team, excluding 2018. We always do turn up, so hopefully we do.
So Sal, what would you say are the weaknesses in that Germany?
Weakness, I've pointed out, definitely the back line. Definitely. As I said, even the coach himself seems like he's not 100% sure of his back line as yet. You know, the only name I can definitely put down and say, yes, you're definitely going to start is Rudiger. And 80 to 90% chance Soul. So that's
Yes, so Rudiger play.
we've been conceding almost every game. So that is definitely the concern. Like, as defenders, they need to give, you know, the attackers a chance to win the game. Like, you can't be conceding all the time. You have to be strong. And the midfield have a responsibility as well to help.
Kimmich. We're playing him right back our midfield.
Who?
Kimmich.
He's going to play midfield. That's I don't question it. He's going to play midfield. Personally, what I would do, I think based on how he's been playing for the last couple of years, if you put him back at right back, you maybe not get the best out of him. So might as well play him where he's playing comfortable for the past couple of years. Yeah. Even though we look weak at the back, they're going to play him in midfield. If you check all international games, he actually starts more than every other midfielder, basically. So he's the one.
He's an all-rounder, but
Ryan,
I think...
Speak to me about your national team, Germany. Talk to me.
Yeah, what would be your 11?
Guys, good night. Big up Ryan.
Good night. No, bring up Spain team, brother.
No, Spain team isn't out as yet.
So Spain squad's out this weekend.
Yeah, but I got some inside sources and stuff, so I know some people, you know. But I have a show to go in like the next 10 minutes, so I'm just going to take 2 minutes.
Can nobody now gain a credit and gain a team?
No, but that's the thing. I understand why people aren't giving us credit, and I actually don't think Spain will make it out of the group. I think that Spain is in transition. It's going to take us about the next 5 to 10 years when the Gavis and the Pedris of this world gets older and the Fatties. I don't think that we have successfully, ever since Torres, as you can see in my DP, Torres and David Villa, we have not yet figured out a striker properly, because I don't rate Morata. It's just a lot of bits and pieces players, and I know we haven't traditionally used a number 9 all the time. You know, we normally play the false 9, and you know Fabregas played the false 9 for us for a while as well. So I don't think we have found that number 9 and who is going to give us a lot of goals. And I know people are going to say that we had a good run during the Euros and stuff, but I don't think it was all that convincing. I thought that we were very lucky to get to the stage that we got. And so I guess people are looking on that and putting us up there as slight favorites, which I don't see at all. So the squad, first of all, David De Gea, in the form of his life, did not make a 56-man squad, which is absolutely ridiculous. I know that we're talking about, we want players to give goalkeepers to use their feet and all of this stuff. It doesn't make any sense. Like, Unai Simon is going to be the goalkeeper. That's fine. But you have Raya and the Brighton keeper, what's his name? Sanchez, and some other people. Like David De Gea is in the form of I don't care if he can use his feet. He is actually one of the best goalkeepers on form right now, and he should have made this squad. So that for me is a big no-no. He won't be going to the World Cup, and that's just horrible. In the back line, there's a lot of old or upcoming defenders, or just defenders that's not good. How Eric Garcia makes a Spain squad is beyond me. The guy is absolutely stealing a living. I don't know how he made it at Manchester. Well, they shipped him out of Manchester City, and I don't know why Barcelona picked him up. He's a horrible defender, and he's not really good. I think they're going to take Azpilicueta for the experience. Jordi Alba, obviously. I think Alonso was a part of the 56 as well. I don't know if he's going to get cut. And Pau Torres and these guys. So we have upcoming defenders and old defenders. So for me, it's not looking too great. I think our defense is shabby and our forward line is shabby. But the strong part of Spain is always the midfield. And I don't think that will be enough to see us through the group in a very tough group with Germany. And people are sleeping on Japan. I don't think Costa Rica are going to do that well. They put up a challenge, like Ryan said, but I don't see them beating anybody in the group. They might draw with someone though. I think that they might earn a draw, right? So the midfield will have, you know, Rodri, Busquets, obviously, Pedri, Gavi, Koke, and these guys. And I think that's the strong part. I don't know if it's going to be enough because that forward line, Aspas and Morata, Ferran Torres, all of these bits and pieces players that, you know, Danny Olmo, like, bro, these guys, all of these guys don't combine to make one proper striker. And I mean, like it's just not looking good for Spain in my eyes. And I've watched Spain for a very long time. And this is probably the worst I've seen them. So heading into this World Cup, I'm not very optimistic. And I don't think we're going to make it out of the group. And so I'll just enjoy it while it lasts and hope that the great Lionel Messi gets his World Cup at the end of it all.
Quick question before you go. Hold on.
Yeah, man, sir.
You're saying your midfield would be
The strong
Rodri,
point.
Busquets, and Pedri.
Where's Thiago?
No,
Thiago
Thiago he's not going to start.
So are you comfortable with Busquets in the midfield at this point?
No, well, that's not me, because Rodri
Yeah.
would start for me. But I'm telling you what, Enrique is going to the Busquets has to play. There is no Spain team without Busquets. I'm telling you that right now. Go ahead, Ryan.
I was saying I think Thiago should start over Busquets, but you're right. Luis Enrique would never do that.
That is not happening. He barely wanted to take Thiago in the first place. And I saw Thiago in the list of the 56. I'm not even sure he's going to make the squad at the end because he likes Koke over him. We already have Rodri. Obviously, Busquets is going, Gavi, and Pedri. That's 5. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I hope Thiago goes because obviously for the Liverpool bias, but I'm hoping he goes. But he's going to use Busquets, Gavi, and Pedri for the midfield. And that's very unfair on Rodri, if you ask me. Yeah, so big up on yourself. I'll be listening, but man, I forgot jump on my show. So big up. Let's all hope that Messi gets that World Cup, despite what you guys think.
No. I want a Messi Ronaldo final, but if it has to be, I want Ronaldo to win.
Come on, bro. That coach that Portugal has, he is not it, bro. He's not it.
All right. Quick question before we close up. Do you guys want to do a bracket, together live, to see where we have ranked the teams?
Yeah, only can do that. But look more here. Big up, Ryan.
Respect, yeah, man.
Big up, D-Man, your dead team. Yeah. All right. So let's run through it, bro. I'm trying to find the Reggae Girls game and can't find it.
Oh, it should start at what, 7 or 8?
8 o'clock, man. Next 15 minutes.
15 minutes. All right. Let me see if we can.
Okay, we're gonna do predictions, and then we'll let's do this.
You have the bracket? Hold on, I have a live one where I can I think it's graphics. I can drag it and all of that. It's empty.
No, this one can be dragged. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, so let's start off first. Group A. Ryan. Who's fit? Who's top? Who's winning Group A?
Netherlands.
Netherlands. I think should.
Netherlands.
Should win.
Say between me and still guys, they know say we name them a very good team, brother. El Salvador. Why me keep Ecuador?
The fighting team, they will make it difficult for any team. That's how Ecuador play.
They have a good team.
Would anyone make changes to this Group A? Would you?
Qatar 4th.
I think I put Ecuador 3rd.
Ecuador 3rd, Qatar 4th, because Qatar is going to get beat up if there's no ref help. Like 2002.
That is so true. Okay, so you all going Netherlands and Senegal first, qualify Ecuador 3rd, Qatar 4th. Yeah, all agree?
Yep.
Yeah.
Then we go England's group. Ryan, you said USA are going through.
Yep.
What about Iran, Wales, England? Who's winning the group?
I got USA winning the group. I got Wales finishing second, England crashing out, Iran fourth.
England.
They're bad,
Listen,
but not that bad. Come on.
Southgate's a fraud. Southgate is a fraud.
Ryan has a point.
We know that, but I don't think they're not.
Southgate is a fraud, and he
They
don't even
got
play his best
relegated
players.
from
He
the.
plays
They
his
got
favorites.
relegated from the Nations League.
They
They
haven't
got
scored
relegated
a
from
open
the.
play goal until they played Germany for like God knows how long.
I think England will qualify, but I don't think England will get first. I'm sorry, but Southgate, man, he's not it. So Ryan's going USA first, Wales second, England third, Iran fourth.
Yes.
Ryan LFC, what are you going for? Group B, England, USA, Iran, Wales.
Yeah, but I'm going with England, Wales, Iran, USA come because
Fourth. Okay.
not good enough.
Talk to me.
I go with I think England are go. They're gonna get. The thing is, England can defend. They will defend and grind results. So I think they will top the group. USA Wales, that would be the tiebreaker for second. Ultimately, I think USA probably will pick them for the second. Wales third, Iran fourth. That's how I see it.
Okay. I'm gonna go the same as you, because this is what actually I predicted, but I agree with you. We'll go
vice versa, third, fourth. Okay.
We'll change it. Okay, this group: Argentina, Mexico, Poland, Saudi Arabia. In my opinion, I'll go first. I think I'm going exactly as it is right now. I think Argentina will win it, Mexico second, Poland third, Saudi Arabia will get fourth. Ryan Anderson, tell me, Group C.
For me, right now, Argentina's first. They're the best in that group by far. Mexico with Tata Martino, I do not see them getting out of the group. If he was out for health reasons, as they were saying, it was going to be Ignacio Ambriz, who just took Toluca to a Liga MX final. I'd be like, they could get out of that group. But right now, I think this is Lewandowski's tournament. Tata Martino's not good enough. The Mexico squad, not good enough. Poland second, Mexico third, Saudi Arabia fourth.
Okay.
That's me. That's exactly the same.
So I was going the same. So we got two. So we got one vote for Mexico in, two for not. So Ryan's got decider. Ryan, talk to me. Group C.
I'm going with Argentina. Mexico is a team that always go.
If it goes to tiebreaker,
I'm going with Mexico. I'm going Mexico and Argentina. I think Mexico always show their class. Poland, I don't show about them.
It's a tiebreaker, so I'm gonna have to do. Because it's Ryan's channel, we're gonna have to go Mexico. But
yep,
I completely understand, Sal and Ryan, why the Mexico will not go through. Now, my group, this is how I'm going with it, okay? And people will be like, why are you not saying France? If you know France as well as I know, you would know that Denmark is France's bogey team. World Cup 2018, 0-0, lost to them twice in the Nations League, lost to them once before. Denmark just love to beat France. And I think France will win. France will go at the group unbeaten, but I think it will be a draw at Denmark. I think but I think it will be like a 2-2 draw or something against Denmark, but it'll go down to goal difference.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm going Denmark first, France second, Tunisia third, Australia fourth. That's for me as a Frenchman. Ryan Anderson, tell me.
The more I think about it, the more I agree. I got Denmark first. I like their team. I think they're very underrated. I think they're very disrespected. But France, the group is so weak. I'd like to see. I think Australia finishes third, but I don't think the curse gets France in the group. I just don't see it. I think France is good enough to get out of the group. So Denmark first, France second, even though I think Deschamps sucks as a coach. Their squad's good enough. He'll make some bad decisions, especially in the midfield, as you said. But, yeah, Denmark first, France second, Australia third, Tunisia fourth.
Okay, so so we got 2 votes for Denmark first, France second.
Quick question
Fine.
before.
Sal, you go for it.
Before I vote. Who France play first in the World Cup again?
We play Australia,
Okay,
and
France
that
will,
will be
France will win the group.
that will be without Iran.
If France was going to play Denmark first, I would opt for Denmark.
Denmark is
Yeah, but I think
second game.
Yeah, I think once France get that win and get the confidence in the midfield, they will eventually beat most teams. And I think even if they don't beat Denmark, I think they will pick them.
A draw will be fine.
Yeah, maybe. I go with France and Mbappe and company will have fun against the likes of Tunisia. I'm telling you. So I think I'll go with France. And I'm gonna other side of the fence with France first, then Denmark, Australia, Tunisia. Gonna be tight. I'll leave it as is, Tunisia and then Australia, but France, I think they will win the group. They're one of my favorites.
So we got one group. We got Sal, one vote for France to win the group. Ryan, you've got a decider or you got a tiebreaker. Who's going?
No, you know my take on the Denmark thing. You know, I really love the Denmark team. I think Denmark is a team that we, as Ryan said, don't get the respect where they deserve. I think they are the first team, different from Qatar, the host nation. Denmark is the first team to qualify for the World Cup, and I think England have France have problem recently playing against Denmark. So I think I'm going on Denmark to top the group, France second. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going with that. So yeah, as I said, I predict France to go through the group unbeaten, but I think it'll be a 2-2 draw, and I think because France will concede maybe one against Tunisia, like it was, let's say it's 4-1 or something, that one goal will make it that Denmark go through on goal difference. So I'll top the group on goal difference. So let's go to Sal, you two, and Ryan's group. This is a group of death, I think.
Yeah.
I've gone with Germany to win the group because I think Germany are very good everywhere. I think fullback-wise, for me, with Germany, but I still think it's better than Spain. So I'm going Germany, Spain, Japan, Costa Rica. That's my one. So Ryan Anderson, tell me.
You know, the more I listened to what Demo had to say before coming into this, I thought Spain would be the ones who finished first. But after listening to Demo and then listening to Sal, I got to say Germany first, Japan second. They find a way through. Spain third, Costa Rica fourth.
Okay, so we've got one vote for Germany, Spain.
That's mine. Germany, Japan, Spain, and Costa Rica.
So we got 2 votes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Ryan's not here, so I'm going to go with you guys. We're going to go Germany.
Yeah. I think Busquets in that midfield, they're definitely not going to go through the group.
For Spain, it has to be Pedri, Rodri, Thiago. That
definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Balls.
That is
midfield balls. But
would be a
unfortunately,
very good midfield.
Enrique loves Grandpa Busquets, who shouldn't be playing for Barcelona either. So now we've got your group, Ryan. So I'm going to let you go first.
For me, I got Croatia first. I think they're the best team in the group. Not by far, but I think they're the best team. They have the most tactically sound team. They are finalists from the last tournament. They still have some good young players coming through, plus their legends, Modric still beating Father Time. I got Croatia first. Canada, I think Canada are going to pit Belgium for second. I think Canada will beat Belgium. I think they'll beat Morocco. Croatia will probably be a draw, but 6-7 points, 5 to 7 points for Canada. But I think that's enough to get to the knockout rounds. I think Canada are good enough. They'll do what they have to do. They'll fight. I think they finish second. Belgium, I think this is the time where it all starts to fall apart. Hazard is not as good as he used to be. Lukaku, once he went back to Inter, he's not been good over there in Italy. De Bruyne is still De Bruyne. Courtois is still one of the best goalkeepers in the world. But that back line is definitely going to get punished, especially by Canada and maybe even Morocco, with how fast that Canadian forwards are, and even Davies as well, and Lorea. There's a lot they could throw at that back line, Canada against Belgium. So I think that's why Belgium finishes third. In Morocco, I respect them. They have Ziyech back. They have Achraf Hakimi back. They have a new manager. But I think they are the worst of a very strong group, so to speak. But I respect Morocco. I think they play good football. But I think Canada, Belgium, and Croatia are all better than Morocco.
So, quick, I go. You're going to be. This is what I've got it. But I went with this. I went Canada out because I didn't know what Belgium's squad was going to be. Now looking at Belgium's squad, I think their best defender right now is probably that new Leicester centre back, Fies. For me, I'm going to change it up. I'm going Belgium to still go through, but I'm going to change it up. I'm going Belgium first, Canada second, Croatia third, Morocco fourth. I'm going to change it up a little bit. So we got 2 for Canada to qualify. So,
so for mine, I think the quality of Croatia, I don't know how much they can endure the performance is going down in the competition. But I think in the earlier stages, we'll definitely see, the quality that we saw in 2018 in the Modric and company. I think they're really good. Belgium, on the other hand, they're an aging team. I personally think Belgium has passed their best. And I think they're just going to try to get a good tournament. I don't think the potential that they had 4 years ago, I don't think they have that ceiling anymore. I think they have passed their best and they're probably going to fall out maybe round of 16 furthest. That's how I see it. But I think Croatia will take the group, so Belgium will get a tough round of 16 team. Third, I will give Canada, and Morocco will finish out the group. So, but
yes, you're going with me. So we're going to go. Me and Ryan both won it. So I'm going to go actually with my one. I'm going to go. There we go.
Okay.
Now we've got Brazil's group. I want Brazil first, Switzerland second, Serbia third, Cameroon fourth. But I would understand if you went with Serbia to get in that second place. But for me, I just think with Xhaka and Samar, they're just too good. So for me, I'm going Brazil, Switzerland, Serbia, Cameroon. Talk to me, Ryan.
Brazil's obviously first. That's no question. Brazil's a damn good team. They got a good squad. I feel like Cameroon could pull an upset. That 2-3-4 is just really damn close for me. And I feel like there's going to be a shocker. I feel like Cameroon. Switzerland, as Xhaka isn't the best. Then you have Shaqiri, who played like crap with Chicago Fire. He's not the same guy he used to be. I think in Serbia, they'll fight. They're tough, but I just have a feeling Cameroon figures it out. Switzerland third, Serbia fourth. That may be out of left field, but it's damn close.
We all know the obvious. Brazil should easily walk through this group. But Switzerland as a team, they always tend to, be there in teams' face, even when you don't expect them to. And I think the matchup with them and Serbia will decide the second place. And I think they will get the better Serbia. It's a team that even when no one noticed them, they just turn up and they perform. I think they are the ones that pushed Portugal to the playoffs. So I think they're going to be the stronger team between them and Serbia. So they should finish out the group second, Serbia third, and Cameroon. Nice making the tournament, but yeah, I think that's it for them.
Yep.
Last but not least.
So, Portugal, Uruguay, South Korea, and Ghana.
Good group, very good group. This is a very not, an easy group as one of the expect. I think it's going to be a very interesting matchup in this group, though.
For me, I'm going to go with Portugal first, Uruguay second, South Korea just doesn't make it barely. It's going to be tight, but I think Uruguay just pips them. South Korea third, Ghana fourth.
In this, I think Ghana's a decent team. I would go with Uruguay at the top, Portugal second, Ghana third, and Korea fourth. I think
Okay.
Uruguay. The reason why I said is because Portugal is a team that they are very quality players going forward. But I think if you get in their faces, you can get a result against them.
Okay.
Yeah. So I really think Uruguay will make it uncomfortable for them, especially that matchup, and get the better of them through the group. I think Uruguay, they always find, especially South American teams, even with less quality, they find a way to fight their way through games. And I think they will definitely top this group. Portugal still will finish second, but they will have a very interesting round of 16 to look forward to.
So me and Ryan both went with that. So we're going to now go to round of 16. Here we go. First game. Let me get the first game up. The first game is Netherlands US.
Ooh.
good matchup.
Why is this? Don't worry about them. These are just randomly selected. But yeah, Netherlands USA.
I got Netherlands winning that game. Greg
Comfortable.
Berhalter, this is where he falters, I think, personally, because he's not a good coach. The players he picks, they don't have Pefok, which is the stupidest decision I think I've ever seen. Jordan Pefok should be the starting striker for the USA. Not Haji Wright, not Jesus Ferreira. They have Jordan Morris up top. I'm surprised Paul Ariola isn't in that squad. Only because he's hurt, he's not in that squad. But Netherlands are a better team with a better coach. Louis van Gaal is a G. This is probably his last big tournament ever that he coached. I got Netherlands beating USA.
I'm going the same as you. I think Netherlands win it comfortably, actually. I think 2 or 3-0.
Yeah, that's my dark horse team, Netherlands will go through that.
No, I think Netherlands go Final 4 in my one.
Yeah,
So
I can see it.
I'm going Netherlands, and we've got my country against Argentina, because that's what you get when you finish seconds.
Wow.
The last time we played Argentina, we won 4-3, and a certain Kylian Mbappe scored 2 goals, and then you had that one of the best goals I've ever seen on TV. Benjamin Pavard from 40 yards, bro.
Yeah.
That volley was one of the best. For me, I think France win it very late. We could even go to penalties.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Penalty.
I will not be surprised if Argentina won, because against France and Argentina, we seem to always get the better of Argentina. But
I got Argentina winning it late. Messi, this just seems like destiny. I have to go with Argentina's the better team right now. They have the better coach. It's also Messi's destiny. I got to go Argentina.
Okay, so we got 1 vote for France, 1 Argentina. So you got the winning.
So,
I'm not going to get offended, by the way, if you say France.
So the thing is, all right, I think France, Portugal, and Brazil might have the same issue. I think, Brazil more kind of start out their best team already, but for France and the France and Portugal, I think they're gonna have issues on who to choose to play when. And I think the coaches might get it mixed up at sometimes and make wrong decisions. In the case of Argentina, they know who they're gonna play, they know their team, they know they play it simple, get the job done in that way. And I think if the French coach overthink it, they lose this game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's if they can find the balance to get the Mbappes and all of these people to play in their best way possible. But personally, this matchup I think it will go to penalty. Going to penalty,
I think Lloris says
momentum will be on Argentina's side.
So you can Argentina.
Yeah, I definitely go to Argentina. I think the coach French coach might overthink it. The fact that Argentina have been so good.
I think on penalties, I think Hugo Lloris is better than Martinez in terms of penalty saves. I think against penalties, I think France win it. But I'm not offended because, this is what you get when you get second place. You get tough teams. Mm-hmm. So we've got England, Senegal. I think England win it comfortably. Yeah. Even though England is shit, I think England win it.
They will grind. As I said, that team.
Yeah, England will find a way. They'll probably. It's like the Colombia game in 2018. They'll probably win it on penalties after almost.
Probably.
Somehow.
Then we got Denmark v Mexico. Denmark v Mexico. I think Denmark win that.
Too much
Yeah.
quality for Mexico. Too much.
Yeah, Denmark over Mexico easily. El Quinto Partido happens again. Denmark.
And unfortunately for you, Ryan, you face Sal's team, Germany v Canada. I'm sorry.
I
I'm sorry,
like
Germany
the
win.
matchup. I
Germany
honestly
win.
like the matchup. I think it's two very offensive teams playing each other. But I can't lie to myself, Germany.
Germany, Brazil, Uruguay, Brazil, comfortable.
Brazil.
That would be
Belgium.
that Brazil game, though. You know, would be World War III when South American teams meet
yeah.
up. It's a
Hey,
very feisty challenge.
A repeat of the World Cup 2018 where Belgium played Japan, and you remember that world-class goal where it goes straight from Courtois pings it
Yeah,
up
the counter
on the
attack.
counter.
That's
That was one of the best counter attack
Brilliant.
goals I've ever
Yeah.
seen. But again, I'm going with Belgium.
I think
You go Japan. So one for Belgium,
I'll go
one
with
for
Belgium.
Japan.
I'll go with Belgium here.
Belgium.
All right.
Then we got Portugal, Switzerland. There's Portugal. Of course,
No,
Portugal.
We're
I think
back
Portugal.
to this matchup. Remember I told you Switzerland was a team that forced them to go to playoffs. It's a team that Portugal find it really difficult to play. I don't know why. But, I mean, based on the squad, momentum should bring Portugal through. But don't be surprised if you see otherwise. But I'll go with Portugal because they can be one of the dark horse teams that come and go deep in the competition. And if the coach gets it right, just like the French coach, if he gets it right, he should win the game.
I agree.
Comes down to that.
Okay,
Portugal
here we
goes
go.
through.
Quarterfinals. Oh, Netherlands, Argentina. That's a tasty fixture. That I'm going Argentina.
I'm going Argentina
This
too.
will be another possible penalty game for me.
Probably another penalty shootout. I agree.
Yeah, really difficult matchup. Two very good teams when regarding defensively and the structure and how they play. But I think if it do go penalty, the thing is Argentina have a momentum, and when teams are in this rhythm, just that things go their way. Even when it's a 50-50 chance, it turns out that it just go their way for some reason. And I think if you do go penalty, they will win. And it's possible for them to grind a result as well. You know, they have the experience to do it. They've been doing it for over the years. So a small margin to win or a penalty. I give Argentina the edge here.
Argentina.
Yeah, Argentina for me. I'm going Argentina. I think it's slim because I think they've got good defense, but I think probably a penalty shootout or something. I'm going Argentina.
Yep.
Germany, Brazil. Oh my God, a reunion.
I have to
This
say
is the chance.
that would
for
probably
Brazil
be
for
my
chance
time
to get
to
revenge.
pack my bags, you know. Yeah.
I'm going to Brazil.
I'm going Brazil.
Yeah.
Brazil.
That was
Brazil get their
and
revenge.
to pack my bags right there.
Brazil revenge.
Brazil get their revenge and they win 7-1. I'm joking.
Okay,
No.
I think like 2-1 or something.
I wouldn't
But
watch
I'm
any
going
more World Cup for that.
I'm going Brazil. England, Denmark, a repeat of the Euro semi-final. You know, people think I'm British, but I'm also French. People say, "We don't support England because French my national team." I don't think England deserve to go to the Euro final because
no.
Please tell me anyone that's never ever a penalty on Sterling.
That was never a penalty.
Dive.
No, it was
That's
BS.
a blatant damn dive. I think maybe if you won a penalty, England maybe would have still won, but that's not England, Denmark. I'm going Denmark.
Denmark is better right now.
I think Denmark knock England out. Yeah, I think Denmark.
Denmark, very good team. England, if they do make it this far, they'll find a rhythm. I think they'll grind a result here again.
So you're going England. Do you know what? Let's just make it interesting. I'm going to go England just for the fucking sake of it. Belgium, Portugal. These fixtures are so tasty.
Wow. Yeah.
I think Portugal.
Portugal.
Ronaldo carries. I think Ronaldo carries.
Portugal, I'm going Portugal.
Portugal will get the better. As I said, I think Belgium have passed their best, and I think round of 16 will be the best of them. This
semi-finals: Argentina, Brazil, England, Portugal. That is tasty. Messi v Neymar. two of the teammates.
I think Argentina wins again. I think Argentina wins again.
Remember,
I'm going Argentina, and the reason is because they've got more. Yes, they've got old players, right? But I think Brazil have got older players. So for me, I'm going Argentina to win it,
Okay.
and I'm going another penalty shootout.
Yes. Wouldn't that be crazy if they just keep going penalty shootout, penalty shootout, penalty shootout?
Argentina become the first team to win the World Cup only on penalties.
in 2014.
I was going to say,
Knockout stage I think Argentina had two knockout penalty shootout in the 2014.
Oh yeah.
Those two.
I was going to say, imagine Argentina win the World Cup and every knockout games to win on penalties.
That would be crazy.
That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy. Like the views on those watch-alongs would just be. I can't even imagine.
And I'm sorry, unfortunately, for the World Cup, I think Messi would be called Pessi. I'm going Argentina.
I'd go Brazil. This game would be the finals of the World Cup. I'm telling you, if this is a semi-finals, this will be the finals of the World Cup. The hype that will be around this fixture, I'm telling you, it'll be crazy. I think Brazil gets better than this time around though. I think if both of them meet in the finals, Argentina wins. They meet before that, I think Brazil will win.
Let me tell you something. I'm no Argentina fan, but I can see the dollar signs right now if they make a deep run.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's all
we've got England v Portugal.
Come on,
I got
England
Portugal.
cannot make a World Cup final.
I got Portugal. I got
Portugal.
I don't like this bracket. How did I predict Portugal to go to a World Cup finals? These two teams don't deserve to be at the World Cup finals.
I know. England.
Don't disrespect Cristiano. Come on.
No, when you look at as I said, if the coach can find the balance, they can do well. But to see them up against England, I'm gonna actually pick them. You know, I don't think England's coach really can beat the World Cup.
England won't be there, but you just know Argentina, Portugal's going to end up being the final.
Listen.
You just know.
I can tell you this for a fact. If England shithoused the way to World Cup to win the World Cup, this country is going to go fucking mental.
Yeah.
Like, there's going to be parties everywhere, bro. There's going to be
people be throwing lettuces on the street.
Aliens
I'm telling you,
are going to feel the impact from out in space. If England win the World Cup.
I'm telling you. If the thing is, right, France win it, of course, there's going to be millions in Champs-Elysees and by the Eiffel Tower and everything, and it's going to be brilliant. But England, have you seen the amount of time this thing is coming home? If it does come home, I'm telling you, this country you will fucking see the party from space.
Yeah.
But it's not happening.
They're going to tear down London like it was Philadelphia.
So we got Ronaldo v Messi. We all knew this is what's going to happen.
We will definitely see World War III if this happens.
And I'm telling you, my GOAT is winning it, and it's going to be Lionel Messi winning the World Cup. Argentina. I don't think I'm actual prediction. I think France will get to the final, but in this one, I'm going Argentina to win it because I'm sorry, but Argentina have got a better team than Portugal.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I want Portugal to win. I want Ronaldo to win, but Argentina got the better team.
26% predicted Argentina.
Yeah.
So I think
should I bet on
that's actually strong. That's a lot.
So I think the favorite is Brazil, but you know the thing is, my final four: France, Brazil, Argentina, Netherlands. It's just because the Netherlands they look really good. If you look in the Nations League, they were so good.
Yeah.
The thing with France and Nations League was Deschamps was. This is the thing I don't understand about this World Cup. The thing is with Canada and these kind of countries is you guys can have friendlies. The problem with us is all our players are still playing, so we have no chance of friendlies. So our first game's Australia, same for England. Their first game's Iran. They have no friendlies. So it's going to be a bit difficult, but I have full confidence in my country. But
let me just clear up. Tomorrow's friendly for Canada is just MLSers. Just MLS players.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. All our France players, they're all European. They're all still playing. That's why. But I guess with USA and stuff like that,
the only friendly the Europeans have is Japan.
Hmm.
So we have 2 friendlies, but one's an MLS friendly, pretty much. The second may have some MLSers, but then you also have the Europeans jumping in, except Davies, because Byron said he can't play Japan, but he will play the World Cup. So
we'll see. But guys, quick one I said before we finish. We're gonna be doing the World Cup. So the plan is to do every single watch along of every game we can. I will definitely be covering France, that's for sure, and England. Ryan, definitely want to get you on for Canada previews, maybe a Canada watch along if you're here.
I'm doing my own Canada watch alongs, but I'll be on for the previews. Stuff like that. Sal, definitely want to get you on for Germany.
Just follow me on IG and we link up.
And definitely, I really for the fun, I want to see Germany France so I can have a war stream with you and Ryan. I want to see that.
The thing is, the greatest thing about football, no matter how we look at the teams on paper, and that given day, when every single pass and every single situation decides the game, that makes it interesting. So it will all be fun no matter which way it goes, because throughout the 90 minutes, every pass, every tackle, you'll be like, come on, let's go, So then it's all in the game,
Yeah, so Ryan, quickly before we finish, tell me what you got next on your channel. What's up next?
Today I was going to record a Costa Rica and USA roster reaction video. That'll be going up within the next hour and a half, because after I'm done with this, I'm going to record that. So that's next. Then on tomorrow morning is Canada Bahrain watch along, and then review after that match is over. So we got a quick turnaround. We're busy right now.
And Sal, talk to me, bro. What you got up next?
Yeah, so tomorrow we're going to do a full weekend preview of the last Premier League games, before the World Cup. Once those finish up, we'll do watch alongs. We're going to do watch along on Saturday. Those important games that going to decide whether a team's in the top 4 relegation or going to go for the title. I watch along again on Sunday, and then after that, I have a preview, review, and prediction as well, similar to this on the World Cup, bright and early Monday morning, or even Sunday evening after we do the watch along. So a very busy weekend, and the World Cup really busy as well. So that's why once we link up on thing, we can schedule around that. Because each and everyone has their personal objectives. We can do the previews together, as I said, and the watch alongs, depending on teams and matchups. We decide, okay, I'll come over that side, or you come over this side, or whatever the case is. A guy in there said, John Pete Sports said he's in Paris, willing to collab as well. Just follow at Salmedia TV on IG, and we can always communicate there and move forward.
Yeah, 100%. And if so, as I said, if you need someone to talk about France, I'm willing to help out, whatever. Definitely. So, what team do you support, Sal? Club wise, what team do you support?
Well, my team sitting on top of the Premier League, I've been quiet about it, but it's early. But I'm loving what I'm seeing. My boy Saliba is on your team, so
Arsenal,
great season,
very good.
Thus far. Great season thus far.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Arsenal might just be back. I have to say, they might just be back.
We need reinforcement, but it's getting
for me, I think City will win the league. But I think in January, if you get one more good midfielder and a right back and another striker, you are going toe to toe in May.
Yeah, that's what we need.
So, but 100%.
We need a party backup. We need an out-and-out striker that can, come and give us a difference. And also, if I could get another winger to compete to the Martin and the Saka, I would take it as well, because the Marquinhos and those guys, they're okay, but I need the same energy coming on for a Martin or a Saka. So, as I said, if we can reinforce January, then we can look forward to being there with City. But otherwise, City is just too good.
Yeah. Def link up for World Cup, and we'll have you on maybe if you're free for an Arsenal preview when you play us at Anfield, and hopefully we get revenge.
Once it's Arsenal game, I'm ready. You know, but as I said, I do
You're
watch
ready.
alongs too. So
Right.
and sometimes I do like a half, come in half time to the rest. So I'm flexible. So
cool.
we just talk about it.
Cool.
You know?
Right, cool. Thank you, Sal. Thank you, Ryan. Thank
Yeah,
you,
man,
everyone
respect,
else.
guys. Bless up Ryan
And,
and Jersey.
And we'll see you guys
That should
next
be
time.
all. Thank the guys that keep pass through in the comments. Bless up all. Jumpy, just follow, as I said, just follow on IG. You know, we can speak about it there.
Yeah.
Enough love.
All right, cool, guys. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Sal.
Thanks.
See you guys next time. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. It's been Jersey Boy on the Ryan LFC YouTube channel. And we'll see you next time. Peace out.